28 days, 55 products. I can't believe how fast February went by. And I can't believe how I found some really great products this month and some really products this month. And so let's talk about all the makeup I used to create this month's beauty stories. I am all about the eyes, and the eyes tell such a story. And so to kick off this month in review, we're going to talk about all the eyeshadow palettes that I tried this month. And there were quite a few, and there are quite a few that are going to move into my permanent stash. So let's talk about eyeshadows. Now I think there's a total of like 8 or 9 colors, but I tried 4 of these 4 pan palettes by Hard Candy. And I will say that my favorite is the purple, and this is what inspired the purchase of all of these other ones. These are so pigmented. They are so pretty. Now, they're not going to give you a ton of looks, especially if you're a glam girl like me. It's not going to give you a ton of looks. But if you're looking for more natural days, well, not that you could be really natural with a purple palette. But if you're looking for something a little lighter, these definitely can be used to glam it up or tame it down. I will say my second favorite of these was the green. Of course, I love a good purple eye and a good green eye. I think with brown eyes, these 2 colors just enhance that. And I just love wearing these. So these by 2 of the 4 are my favorite. Now, if you're a really bold girl, and you love to play with colors, these are great. I just was not they did not give me the versatility that I was looking for. But they're beautiful shadows. They're highly pigmented, and I would highly recommend any of these. I'm still on the hunt for the black and dark gray one because I'd really like to give that one a try, but both of my Walmarts in my area have been out of stock, and they're out of stock online. So I'm just gonna have to go when I go places, see if I can pick that up because I'd really love to test that out. Let's talk about another Hard Candy palette, and this is the Hard Candy Marquee Future Visions. Boy, you know, I've had this in my collection for quite some time, and I have done 1 or 2 looks from this, but since I'm a purple girl, I usually hold on to all my purple palettes. And I was really impressed with the looks that I created with this palette. This does give you variety. I will say that my favorite of the glitter shadows was this top purple one. It had pigment. It went on beautifully. These other 2 were a bit meh, and I wouldn't say that I would run out and get these for the glitter shades, but some of these mattes are spectacular, and I would highly recommend this palette. I think it's definitely under $10, but I'm pretty sure it is in that $6 to $7 range, and it is well worth the investment. All right, so let's talk about this Profusion Adventurous palette. Now, I did create a few looks with this. It wasn't a super inspiring story for me because I am like the Twilight Hour from last month. If I could use that every day without everybody hating me, I would. That palette is spectacular. This one is a little more on the warm side. It just isn't as wowing to me color story wise as the Twilight palette is. I'm gonna learn to talk. But these are beautiful shadows. They go on smoothly. I really, really think the formula, I think they've just repackaged these. I don't know if they've messed with the formula or not, but I have been very impressed, and I did create some nice looks from this. Just not a color story I gravitate towards, but I think the shadows in this palette are really high quality, high pigmented, great palettes. And for under $10 for all of these shades, you can't beat the value of it. All right, let's talk about this Coastal palette. Oh, y'all, $24 for this palette, which is a inspired by, dupe, whatever you guys want to call them, for the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. Oh, you all, this spectacular. Loved how it went on. Now, there were a few shadows that weren't as pigmented as the Huda Beauty one, but I didn't mind that. I loved the looks that we created with this palette that I just can't say enough about how impressed I am with the quality of these shadows. More expensive than my little $10 palettes from Profusion that I love. But man, the color story of this was well worth the investment. The way the shadows paid off, definitely would go back and continue to repurchase from Alter Ego. And I have a palette coming up. I'm going to do another Versus palette with a Natasha Denona palette. So you guys aren't going to want to miss that. That's coming up in March. Can you believe it's March? So let's talk about the two ColourPop palettes I used this month. Now ColourPop, if you happen to see this video, which I don't think you will, please, I beg you, restock this palette. It is amazing. I don't care if you call it another name, but if you could restock this palette, it is incredible. It is dark, it is smoky, it is vampy, it can create lighter looks, but if you are that glam, smoky girl, if you didn't pick this palette up, please ColourPop restock it. It was a spectacular palette and I loved the looks that were created from this. So please, ColourPop, bring that palette back. Then I really did have some fun going out on a limb with this Pokemon palette from ColourPop. I love that it has, different color stories that you can play with. Not necessarily a palette I would normally pick up, but I did like the greens and the purples and the blues and the pinks. The last two in the last two rows were just too warm for me. But I thought it was worth it just to pick up this palette to have for some fun and for some different looks. And of course, I am a huge fan of ColourPop eyeshadows. I do not buy all their palettes because they come out with a lot of palettes during the year, but I will pick up ones that just speak to me or have color stories that I can create looks from. So, super excited. So, we tried 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 eyeshadow palettes for the month of February. Pretty decent lot of eyeshadows, and really honestly they were all great. I don't have anything bad to say about any of them. I thought they were all amazing. There's just certain colors, certain color stories that I just wouldn't gravitate to in the future. So let's continue talking about eyes since that's my favorite thing. We did not try a ton of mascaras this month, and I have to say that this was definitely these are nice if you like a natural looking mascara. That is not me. I am not a natural girly. I am not that girl. Now, if you're someone like me who at times wears false lashes, both of these would be perfectly fine for a first coat. Now, I will say that the Super Cloud far outbeat the Rimmel, but it's just, they both were not bad if you like a natural lash, but for a glam girl like me who likes volume, drama, when I'm not wearing false lashes, neither one of these fit the bill for me. So just All right, I didn't really try any eyebrow products. 2 things this month. I was pretty much going to my standard Holy Grail try-ons. However, this is definitely a no for me. Now, do I believe it is a great product? Yes. For a girl who has thinner brows, who doesn't have a lot of volume in her brows, this product just didn't work for me. The brush was a little bit too big. Of course, I probably should have gotten a better color. It might work. The brush was too big for my liking. I just couldn't get on board with it. You have to have a fluffier brow to use this particular product, so it wasn't a product that was going to work for me, but I think it was a good product. But that being said, if you have bushy, great, beautiful, big eyebrows, this is the product for you. If you're like me, this is a definite pass. Let's talk about this ColourPop pencil. Now, I have had this brow pencil before in this color taupe, and I will say I am wearing this today with the Maybelline Build-A-Brow as my pen. I will have to say that this was, I'm not mad at it. I'm glad it's back in my collection. I'm glad it can give me a little bit of a lighter brow if I'm going for that look. I can do a dramatic brow, I can do a lighter brow, and I'm glad to have this back in my collection. The brow pen, I got definitely a no-go, no fly zone for me. Let's talk about the pencils that I tried as waterlines, as eyeliners. I have to say that I was probably most impressed with this LA Colors purple one, this neon one called Enchanted. I used it quite a bit, and so much that I had to sharpen it. It gives this really brightening effect with the purple looks that you don't have to use a white or a natural color. This just adds that purple brightness that I thought was amazing and definitely will be keeping its place in daily makeup applications. And then these Vivid Rich, so these are NYX products. These Vivid Rich which are more of a gel formula. They're a little creamier, a little more blendable. I use a lot of these for waterlines, and they just don't last long when they're creamier. Now the pencil version does last a bit longer, and I got the eye pencil, just their wood pencil in the dark brown to help go with other looks. Great products. They're just kind of okay. This one is a little better than okay. So that would be my eyeliners for this month. Okay, now, let's talk about the NYX glitter glue. Now I used that with the glitters that were in this hard candy palette, at least the pink and the gold that I tried. If you are using a lot of glitter shadows and you have glitter that is more prone to fall out, to fall on your face, a glitter glue is the way to get those on to decrease the fallout. And the NYX glitter glue is what I would recommend. It is an amazing product. It will lock it down, set it down, and you don't really have to worry about as much fallout when you use this product. So definite yes from me. Let's talk about the two bronzers that I found that I liked this, that I went to this month. I mean, obviously I used some of my holy grails in the process, but I really revisited this Focallure Face Contour and the Morphe Hot Shot. Now, I believe that these are supposed to be more of a bronzing drops, but I used it more as a bronzer / contour, more of a bronzer. It's what I have on today. Just truly like the color of it. It's not too orange, but it's not too gray. It's, I think, a good blend. It has good staying power. It lasts. I tried this a few months ago. I really liked it. I think it's worth, and it will stay in my collection. This one I've had in my collection, and it actually comes in a 3-pack with a blush and a highlighter, and all 3 of them are spectacular. The 3 of them sell for like $17.99 or $18.99 on Amazon, and they go on sale when they have the big Prime days, or they go on sale occasionally and you get them under $10 for 3. To me, that is a steal of a deal, and those products, these 2 are both worth adding to your collection. Now, let's talk about highlighters. I am a mature girly who likes highlighters. My favorite, I would have to say right now of all time, even though it is a newer product, is the Lumila Glass. However, I really do like my ColourPop light stick in, this one is in Glazy. It's just a beautiful gold color, whereas the Luminous Glass I got in a more pink shade. I think this is beautiful. It'll last you quite a long time. I just think that this light stick by ColourPop is just a really beautiful addition for highlighter. Now let's talk about my, okay. This one, yeah, no, I would pass on this as it was. Yeah, I mean, I love Hard Candy, you know, I tried I love their eyeshadow palettes. This just was a no-go for me. This is supposed to be a luminizer, so you could use it as a highlighter. You can use it as a luminizer underneath. I wouldn't use it in any of those capacities. It was a little bit of a disappointment, but you may like it. It's a little glittery, a little too much for me. So it would be a pass for me. This About Face Light Lock Highlighter Fluid in, this is unrestrained, pretty. Would I go back and get the lilac color again? Probably not. I'd probably go with something a little less bold. But I think I'm gonna actually give this a try, like for eyelash, for a lid topper. I think this has, you can probably use it in multiple different ways. I just don't know if it'll last in my collection. It was a nice product. I probably should have gotten a different color. I don't know anyone who is gonna go through this much highlighter. I believe it was $18. It's a little overkill in my opinion, but it is a pretty product. Just not something that I will gravitate towards in the future. Learn to talk today, Amanda. Let's see, I tried a lot of blush, and let's see, I tried 6 blushes this month, and I will say these were all really pretty good. Now, I have used the ColourPop blush before. This is in the color IKTR. It is a beautiful color. It is a more matte blush, great holding power, highly pigmented, so you've got to go really light. But it is a great, great blush. I've had it for a while. I just broke it out this month to kind of revisit it, see if I want to keep it in my stash, my personal collection, and definitely will stay. You guys, these Makeup Revolution marbled blush sticks, they're incredible. I love them. They are so cute. Packaging is, I love the packaging, but the colors, the 2 that I have, love. I'm not a coral girl, so I have the 2 pink colors. I have the really dark one, which is the berry color, and then this one in the, what is this, pinched light pink. Amazing. They are beautiful. They last all day. I would highly, highly, highly recommend this blush. Along that route, I would also highly recommend this Wet n Wild Mega Glow blush in the color Current Jam. This is what I am wearing today. Beautiful. It's just beautiful. It gives a beautiful glow to the skin. It gives beautiful color, whereas these other 2 are more matte. This one gives the glow. And if you tan well during the summer, this is gonna be a perfect blush for you. It is stunning, beautiful, and absolutely worth the $5. Like, it's under $5. Amazing. Gotta have that in my collection. That will definitely be staying. These Glimmer Blush Drops from Revlon, these were new recently. I like them. If you saw the video that I was trying these on, I didn't know how to get the product out. There's a little push button on the bottom. So that was a humorous moment for this month trying these. I will have to say the darker color, this Field of Roses, was more up my alley than this. This was the color Pink It Over. This look came out a little bit more warm on me. This gave me that more rosier tone. So will these stay in my collection? Maybe for a little bit, but I would definitely gravitate towards the Field of Roses and probably actually put this in my giveaway box because it's just not a color I'm gonna reach for. And then last but not least is this Rimmel London Kind Free tint stick. Now, tell me that color is not intimidating. It is the berry sweet color, but I will tell you, it gives you the prettiest blackberry like look. It comes out sheer than obviously it appears here. It is more of a balm, so it's gonna come out looking a little more dewy, beautiful. So this color, although it's intimidating, it is a spectacular, pretty color. It's more balmy. I would say the whole time on this is probably not as long as the other ones because it is more of a balm versus a matte. But I will say this was a beautiful addition and it will stay in my collection because I don't think I really have anything that's too much like that color. So there are the blushes for this month. Let's talk about lips. Now I did try a lot of lips this month. I tried on 6 different glosses, and then I tried 4 different pencils. Let's talk about the pencils first. I had the LA Colors Gel Lip Liner, the Maybelline Lifter Stick, the So Juicy, and then another LA Colors Auto Liner. I will have to say that this was a no-go for me. This bled really, really bad on me. I love the Lifter products. We're going to talk about the Lifter products. I also have the Lifter Gloss that I want to talk about. Yeah, just bled no bueno for a girl who has lots of fine lines and wrinkles around her lips. This just didn't work. Today I'm wearing this one, the So Juicy, in the color ETA, and I am using it with the Trending Now So Juicy gloss. These are supposed to be plumping glosses, and I will say I am not a plump gloss girl. Or am a huge believer in these plumping lip liners. But I will say that they do give a minty feel to the lips. They're nice. I really do like these two So Juicies. In fact, I just recently got a new color in them that I'm excited to try. So is this liner nice? Yes. Does it bleed? No. But is it one of my favorites? Not really. This LA Color Gel Lip Liner also did bleed a little bit, but this color I thought looked like, oh, this is gonna be the perfect mauve. It just comes out really orange, more orange than I like. And so for me, this color would be a no. And the fact that it bled and wasn't that great, I would have to pass on this one as well. I would say of the 4, this would probably be the one I liked the most. It was the Auto Lip Liner in this purple shade, or learn your colors, Manda, in this pink shade. It was pretty, it lasted. Again, it's just not one of those that I'm like, oh my gosh. My NYX Slim Lip Pencils, yes, all day long. This was just nice. So there you have the lip liners. So I've already talked about these So Juicy glosses. The great thing about them is they do leave a more minty. I do feel like it does plump a little bit without any being uncomfortable at all. I am not a plumping girl whatsoever. These are the 2 colors I have. I had Hits Diff, and this is Hits Diff, and this one and the Mauve NYX Slim Pencil was probably my favorite combination of the month. Just a beautiful combination. And then this one is I'm actually wearing today, and this is ETA, right? No, Trending Now. ETA was the liner, which is what I have on, and Trending Now is the color I was wearing. This one actually looks so pink in the thing, but I feel like it comes off a little more coral on my lips. So not as huge a fan as I am of the Hit Diff, and I got the darker berry color, which I can't wait to try. Let's talk about these Revlon Gloss Super Lustrous Lip Balms. You guys, these were an epic fail for me. One, I didn't really particularly care for the colors that it came in. And for a balm, these dried out my lips so bad. I was shocked. Super disappointed. I thought, oh, well, maybe it's just the color that I don't like in this. And I know that there had been a few products I'd been testing and trying, and I was trying to figure out what was drying out my lips and making them really uncomfortable. And it turned out to be these. So with that said, this is not something I would repurchase. And I would also say that the colors just didn't work well for my lips either. So I did try the Super Lustrous Glimmer Lip Oil. Liked that. I love the Glimmer Glitter lip glosses. Those are spectacular by Revlon. This was just okay. If I had to, you know, it's not terrible. Definitely not making it into my normal collection. So it's just meh. You know, it was a nice lip oil. Nothing spectacular. Then obviously these Maybelline Lifter glosses are not new. I wish they would come out with a new shade range again. The last one they did was the candy one. I probably have, let's see, 2, 4, I have 6 colors of these. They're really good. I think they're supposed to be a little bit of a plumping, but I don't notice that with this. I don't notice the effect of it as much, but I just love the color. I love the way that these go on. For a gloss, they last well. Definitely love the Maybelline. I love the Maybelline Lifter glosses. I love the Maybelline Vinyl Inks. Even though they do dry out my lips, they stay on for a long time. So if you're looking for an event lip, those are what you go to. So there are all my lip products. Not as great a month for lips, although I did find a new combination that is definitely going to be like as I work through things and try new things, and sometimes it'll probably be a combination that gets its way into my purse and stays there because it is just that perfect my lip but better look. Let's talk about the last few things that we have on the list, and that is concealer and foundation. I tried the lifter sticks, the Maybelline lifter sticks. I am wearing the lighter color 20 underneath my eyes today as more of a concealer. I would say they would be good spot concealers. If you got darker colors, they might be a good bronzer. You could use these. They're okay. I liked the lighter color underneath my eye as more of a concealer. It's just a swipe on. You really don't have to tap it in or do too much with it. So if you're looking to do something on the go and not have to really fuss with it, this was a really nice product. Will these stay in my collection? I'm not 100% sure that they will, just because they were a little drying. They look a little drying. If anything, I would keep the lighter color to have just for those scenarios that maybe I am going on my morning walk before I get ready and get dressed and put on my makeup, and I just am looking a little on the rough side. I might put this on just to cover up those dark circles. So I think the winner for the month in the concealers would be this Mega Last Incognito. It was not a new product. It's a product I've had sitting up in my collection. I wanted to give it a try, test it out some more, see if it's something that should stay. I was really impressed by it. I know these are probably getting a little more hard to find. It's by Wet n Wild. It's the Mega Last Incognito All Day Full Coverage Concealer. I will say it is probably pretty full coverage, but it can look a little cakey by the end of the day. And I am someone who wears their makeup for, I film at 5 or 6 in the morning for my daily beauty stories, and I don't take off my makeup until I go to bed. So we're talking, I wear probably my makeup for a good 10 to 12 hours. This can start to look a little more cakey at the end of the day, but after wearing it for 10 hours, if it starts to look a little cakey towards the end of the day, I'm okay with that because it's probably getting ready to come off anyways. That's how I roll. So I was impressed with this product. I do think that it is getting a little harder to find, but if you can pick one of these up to add to your collection, I think that is great. All right, let's talk about foundations. I did try 5 foundations this month. This Pareto Circa Clearing BB Cream in the color 23 Natural Beige. This was nice. It's very thick. I think the best application is a sponge, which is not my favorite way to put on makeup. It's a nice product. Will I give it away right away? No, I think I want to play with it some more and try it some more. It is a really beautiful, cool toned color. So if you are a cool tone girl, Maybe if you don't even have olive undertones like I do, you could use this, and I think you'd be very happy with it. It's found on Amazon. It is a Korean brand. All right, this CoverGirl Plus Olay Simply Ageless. This is not a new foundation, y'all. It is so orange. I was so disappointed. I thought, oh, I can get away with it, I could probably add my blue tint to it to get it to work if I thought it was a great foundation. It just isn't. The smell alone, this florally smell, and I'm not a floral girly, scent-wise, it didn't last that long, but it lasted long enough that I can't keep it. It's not that great of a foundation to wait out the scent for me. So this would have to be a pass as far as I'm concerned. Now, again, you all know I'm a huge fan of ColourPop. In fact, my holy grail under eye concealers is by ColourPop. You know, I love their eyeshadow palettes. This Pretty Fresh Hyaluronic Hydrating Foundation was meh. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. It wasn't like this Olay, which I would say was terrible. I would say this is right in the middle. This was in the color medium 83C. It was nice. I like the fact that it was cool tone. I like the fact that it doesn't show up orangey on my skin. It does tend to look a little cakier and drier, you know, 6 hours into the day. So if you're looking for a foundation that's gonna last as long as like I like to wear my foundations, this probably wouldn't be. But if you're just gonna be running in errands in a town and you wanna put a quick on foundation, I think this would be a good fit for you. But for me, who wears her makeup all day long for 8 to 12 hours, this would have to be on a day that I'm just gonna be running around town, coming home and just kicking it. So I would put that in the so-so. You could go either way with that one. The About Face, the Performer, I kept calling it the Perfector, the Performer Skin Focused Foundation. This is in the color LM2 Olive. This is a really pretty foundation. This is another one, if I were gonna say the two that probably got cakier a little sooner than I would have liked, would be these two, but this one lasts a bit longer. I can usually get a good solid 8-hour wear before it starts to really break down. This will stay in my collection. It is a great foundation. It's just not going to be that super long wear if you're like me, or if you work out in the workplace, you work an 8-hour day, you need it to last, you know, you put it on an hour before you go to work, maybe you're going out for drinks afterwards, you may need to powder up, touch up a little bit on this, but it is a really nice foundation. I like the fact that it has a doe foot applicator. That I think is kind of cool. It allows you to put more where you maybe need more, less where you need less. I have to say the star of the show for me, and I am an extra dry skin girl, was this Maybelline Superstay liquid matte foundation. It says 30-hour wear. Don't wear 30 hours. I mean, 12 hours is probably pushing it with makeup application. This is in the color 129, which is a pretty decent match for me. It's probably a little light. I need to find one probably a little bit darker, but this foundation is amazing. And I have extra dry skin, so I'm not usually a matte or semi-matte girl. I tend to lean towards the more satin to dewy finishes, but this is amazing. It is a great foundation. So if you are looking for a new foundation that is drugstore, now let's be honest, drugstore pricing is starting to get pretty up there, but this is a really great foundation. Loved it. This by far, I'm wearing it today. This by far was the star of the show for foundations for this month. And it being part of their new Maybelline release that they did, this was by far one of the best foundations that I have tried in a pretty long time. So that is it. That is 55 products down. Some new additions to my personal stash, mostly the eyeshadow palettes. And I got a few other products in here that will be immediately making its way into my personal stash. But overall, I thought it was a fairly decent month of try-ons. There were some looks that were spectacular during the month, and there were some looks that I did that I just wasn't that inspired by. As I look back at all the beauty stories that I created for this month, y'all, I am so thankful that you are part of my community, that you show up here, you take the time to watch my videos. I am just beyond grateful and thankful. I know I've been gone for a little bit more than a week. I had some kind of tough life challenges that kind of knocked me on my butt and been struggling a little bit, honestly. But showing up here is something that brings me true joy. And having you guys comment and even just saying, oh, that's such a bold look, I can't wear it, really does mean the world to me, and you all mean the world to me. And I'm so thankful that I have the opportunity to do this, to share with you the things that I love. Makeup wise, style wise, I'm hoping that in the future there will be more daily content. Well, there won't be more daily content. Really, all I have to show you is the makeup and the style, but I'm going to be adding some other things in. We have these testing new product videos. We have the month end videos. I want to start doing that with the fashion that I get during the month, talking about the things that I loved and the things that maybe didn't work as well as I thought they were on first impression. So look forward, even though life circumstances can kind of sometimes kick your butt, knock you down. It's about pulling yourself back up and really pressing through the hard times. And so I can't wait to be back with you guys. Look forward to seeing you next week, which it will be the first week of March. And just know that you guys mean the world to me, and I'm so grateful and thankful that you're here. So remember, every piece of makeup in your collection serves a purpose. Together, they create a beauty story. So why not create a beauty story you will love?